Gosh, that Rosa Parks. Her and her people are always late. She should have given that seat up to that white man. She should know her place. Anyway, the name's Eugene Connor. People call me Bull Connor, though. Back in 1937, I became Birmingham's Public Safety Commissioner. That being said, it's my job and responsibility to protect my people and make sure they're safe, which is exactly what I did in 1961. What do I mean by my people? My fellow white people, of course. All this craziness that people are protesting for in the civil rights movement is just a bunch of nonsense. So I hosed them down. I had the fire department hose them freedom riders down. I also had the policemen let their dogs attack them. Those protesters didn't stand a chance against us. It's what I had to do to protect my people.
Look, it's not my fault that that stupid bus driver wanted me to move for some young white guy. I'm a 40-year-old woman. He should be giving up his seat. And I'm pretty sure he made me move because I'm black. So you know what I told him? No, I will not move. I got here first. So he calls the bus driver Mr. James Blake. This man is always out to get me. And the first time he tried getting me off the bus, he's all, "You gotta get out of your seat or else I'm calling the cops." And I said, "For what?" And I shooed him away. Rising off the bus, he yells, "Watch it, Rosa," as if I'm worried about what he's gonna do. Why should I be treated any differently than those white folks? I've been a part of the NAACP, the National Association for Colored People. And if he thinks that if he...
Rosa, there's some cops outside. Something about the bus.
For my brothers, for my sisters.
I am Orville Fabbis. After I came back from war, I served in a number of political positions. I eventually became a state highway commissioner in the administration of Arkansas Governor Sid McMath. My main concern is improving the quality of schools within Arkansas. During the Little Rock crisis in 1954, I ordered the National Guard to surround Central High School in Little Rock and prevent African American students from entering the building.
I am a man who's a Baptist minister and activist for civil rights, who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the movement. I believe in sticking to love because hate is too great a burden to bear. I am a smart man who once studied at Boston University. Living under the Jim Crow law made life difficult. I experienced segregation when I was 6 years old, when my white friend's father told them that they couldn't play with me because I was black. My friend Rosa Parks started a movement. This had caught my attention with my community. We had organized a boycott to get the government's attention. I am a believer in non-violence.
Little? No, not anymore at least. I haven't been called that since my name changed. It's X now, Malcolm X to be exact. I suppose you could say I'm the hostile one in the group. I just don't have no tolerance for prejudice. What happened with Rosa today was ridiculous, and it will not happen again. I've been to jail, led rallies, had bomb thrown in my home. I have met men far worse than this bus driver. And this, I will not stand. I believe my brothers, black and white, Afro, Latino, and of Asian descent, will stand with me. For nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you the equality or justice or anything. If you're a man, you take it.
Hello, my name is Betty Friedan. I am a feminist and activist, and my job is to fight for equal pay and job rights for women as men have. I wrote The Feminine Mystique. I founded the National Organization of Women, the NOW organization. I was a journalist and in publications. I founded the NOW organization. I protested for and against abortion and homosexuality rights. I think us girls should receive the same and equal payment, amount of payment in our jobs, just like men do. Men try to strike us down and brainwash you guys and say we don't need all that. But I am here to help women and change all of that. I am sure to help women protest against those what we think is good and bad for ourselves.
I'm Gloria Steinem, and I'm a feminist, speaker, activist, journalist, and writer. In the 60s, I went undercover as a Playboy bunny and wrote an article exposing the poor working conditions and low wages of the women who worked long hours. I also joined the founding staff of New York Magazine and became a contributing editor. After that, I founded Miss Magazine as well. I'm also a writer and have written books such as Outrageous Acts and Everyday Rebellions, Revolution from Within, a book of self-esteem and moving beyond words. You know, I've always encouraged women to fight for their rights and for what they believe in, and use that woman power within to fight for equality and their beliefs.
Gloria, we need help in the kitchen.
My name is Michaela, and I'm a proud and loving mother and housewife. I pride myself in maintaining a comfortable environment in the office, and I clean and often bring in home-cooked meals. I don't really think it's my place to contribute to the work, so I mainly just make sure everyone's cared for. I wish that other women would see this as well, but they seem to think that it's bad for men and women to have set roles. It's just the way it is. I don't get why it's such a bad thing. I pride myself in what I do. I like to make sure that the cooking appliances in the lunchroom are up to date, and I often try to get the men to replace them with whatever's new and improved. They find it kind of annoying, but consumerism is so important with the threat of communism these days. At least that's what all the newspapers said. President Nixon even said it himself in his debate with Khrushchev. He praised us housewives for leading such comfortable lives under capitalism. Besides, I hear communist women work just as much as men. I just don't get it. This whole civil rights movement is weird too. People just need to learn to know their place. Blacks, whites, men, women, we're just not the same. And people need to learn to accept that. I know that my husband is in charge, and I'm okay with that. So I don't get why all these civil rights people complain so much. Things get so tense in the office because of them. They need to learn to accept their place and do what they're meant to do, just like I do.
So, my name's Elvis, if you didn't already know. Not only am I the king of rock, but I am also the star of 33 Hollywood films. But I'm also one of America's most famous Cold War vets. The East Germans regarded me as a threat because of my millions of fans all over the world, and in the US, and I was a problem they had to counter. And my US military regarded me as an opportunity they could exploit. So basically, not to brag, but I meant a lot to both sides. They called me America's secret weapon. I served in Germany from 1958 to 1960 in a tank unit during the Berlin crisis. East Germany's defense minister, Willy Stoph, said that my music was a means of seduction to make the youth ripe for atomic war. Also, the ladies love me. I got a home up down in Memphis. It's called Graceland, 13.8 acres, you know, not too big. Had over 100 ladies there one time. That's my record. I invented a music style called rockabilly. It's black and white music combined. It's like the rhythms of jazz and country together. Sounds pretty cool. Go buy my record.